Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. So I've got this 2019 Toyota Camry as a loaner from Enterprise because I dropped off my NSX over at the Acura dealer and they were out of cars, so they hooked me up with the Camry from the Enterprise shop next door. And this thing came with all of 3 miles on it. I'm the first guy to be driving it off the factory. It was just dropped off that morning, which I'm real excited about. And I gotta say, I am super impressed with this car. Now, my little history with Camrys is my mom has like a 2009 and she used to have a 1999 Camry, I believe, or it might have been a 2000 Camry. But and this is obviously the 2019. So every 10 years, I've driven one of these things new, and I gotta say, they've always been great cars in my opinion for what they do. They're very purpose-driven cars. They're meant for kind of the economy mid-size sedan that is teeter-tottering on the lines of better quality kind of mid-level sedans. I think the Camry's always done a really great job of that. But guys, this one is, they knocked it out of the park, if you ask me. For what you get for an entry-level economy sedan, I keep calling it economy, and I'm sorry if that offends some of you Camry owners, but you know, if you're comparing it to Lexus or the Acura midsize sedans like the TL, or you know the 5 Series or the Mercedes E-Class or whatever, this definitely falls to me in the economy line of things. So take no offense, but you get it, there's nothing in this car that screams economy as far as I'm concerned. Great build quality, really good paint. That's one of the things that really stood out to me. The paint's this really beautiful metallic color, and it's got a lot of depth, and it seems to be pretty good quality paint. The quality of the build materials and things like that in this car, and I'll go over it real quick with you guys. I've been super impressed. And check out these wheels. I don't know if these are optioned or these are standard, but man, these are really, really nice wheels. These tires suck. These hand cooks are absolute garbage on the road when it's raining. But I'm sure, you know, since this car was coming to Southern California, they didn't really care because they probably put these hand cooks on it and they thought it won't see a day of rain. But this year we've had record amounts of rain. As you can see, the car's wet. And I haven't even driven it in like 5 or 6 hours. So anyway, first things first. You look at this car, and man, one thing stands out at you, right? The looks. And sorry, I have to keep the garage door closed because it's real windy outside, so I don't get full views of this car. But you've seen it. The looks to me are phenomenal. I mean, they went all sports with this SE model, and I really like it. You've got these really cool, you know, not functional, obviously. It's really cool, like accents around the body that really neat and very subtle, but adds to the look. Spoiler, the rear end of this car is phenomenal. Really like the look of those lights, and then this wind diffuser kind of idea at the bottom. One thing I really do like the looks of is the tailpipes here, but as you can see, they're kind of they're not super fake. They're not just like glued on. There's at least a little exit happening here below, but that's obviously not functional. And not really doing anything for the car. It's all for the looks. But I have to say, looks really good. It makes the car look very sporty. And I really like that. And the front of the car also looks really great. Again, a lot of non-functional vents and things like that going on, but a very beautiful car, very reminiscent of a lot of the Lexuses that Toyota designs. And then you look past that, and we get inside the interior. Check out these seats. I absolutely love these seats. First of all, this is some sort of faux leather, which is what you want in this car, I think. And then this material is this really good feeling synthetic fabric of some kind, the likes of which I've never seen before. You can tell it's really easy to clean. I even spilled some water on it and it just stays on top. You just wipe it off. Really nice. You can tell this stuff's going to last forever and not going to wear too badly. And the lines of the dash and all the components and things like that are super nice and slick. Now, there are a couple of things that I don't like about this car, and I'll go over them with you now. First thing is this. First of all, Enterprise sent me home with both keys handcuffed together irreversibly. I can't take these apart. So I got to walk around with all of this in my pocket. Not a big deal, but super annoying. And there's no, I don't know if Camry has this as an option. I'm sure they do, but you think 2019, every car should have some sort of keyless entry option and keyless start option, but they don't. And I realized how much I missed that. And then the unforgivable thing to me is this metal key, and I'll demonstrate to you why. So I got to do that to unlock the car, hold that down to pop the trunk, just to show you what I'm talking about. Now the trunk is super spacious and nice. It's hard to see probably because it's really dark, but what I really want to show you is this. I'm gonna drop the back seats and show you one of the things that I find is an unexplainable flaw with this car. Okay. All right, so look at this. The trunk's really big, and the roof of the trunk is way up here, but the mouth of that opening is way down here, making this only about a foot. And that makes no sense to me. I went to the Container Store yesterday, picked up a few things, and they wouldn't fit through, even though they were just normal boxes. You got about 7 inches up here that you're losing and creating this small mouth there. Now, this is a family sedan. There's going to be a lot of times you're going to use it for that kind of thing. And I can't explain that away for you, Toyota. Sorry. That didn't make any sense. Let me close this. Here's another thing I don't like. Closing the trunk is surprisingly not easy. You have to like really slam it down in order for it to go down. So let's put these back up. Super easy to do. Back seat's plenty roomy, and again, this beautiful fabric and nice stuff on the seats, and you know, Pirate's booty wrappers that come standard. Let's get inside. It's got a nice substantial feel to it. Door closes pretty nicely. I mean, you know, for an economy sedan. Just the standard fare. Nice size cup holders. Good storage area here, with kind of a sliding, let's see if I can get some light. There we go. That's not a lot of light, but gives you, there's a lot of little slider there for more storage. Stuff fits in there pretty well. You got your power and your USB, which is used for Apple CarPlay. Works really well. All of that is great. No home link, no auto dimming mirrors, which I absolutely hate the fact that that's not there. I feel like that would have been worth spending whatever the extra money. A car in 2019 without auto dimming mirrors. I mean, this thing, okay, just so we can get it straight, this thing has lane keep assist and whatever that is. I think it's like a distance control type cruise thing. It has these, but it doesn't have auto dimming mirrors. What's up with that? That seems like a pretty standard, and it doesn't have a keyless go. And let me show you the problem with not having that here. Where do you put the key? The key goes way back here underneath, right? And I've only had this car 100 miles, and look how badly this has gotten scratched up already, because it's impossible to see from back here. You're just doing it by feel. And to make it worse, they've made the front of this thing completely square and flat. So if it's not just slightly pointy where it would find its way in, no, it's square. So you got to get it exactly in the right angle to get it in. You're going to scratch that up pretty bad, and it's really frustrating. The other thing that sucks about it is getting it out is actually quite difficult, because it doesn't want to turn back unless you press it in and back out. So you'll get stuck in your car trying to get out unless you're very patient and willing to like wait until the right moment to push it in and pull it out. Again, a very small gripe, but an annoying one. Other thing I don't like, this is the visor. Okay, look how thick this thing is. And the whole reason it's thick is because of this guy, okay, which I really like. I prefer the kind where the whole visor pulls back, but this is making this so thick that your standard garage door opener, that little clip will not fit over the top of that at all. I've tried. It won't, unless you want to ruin it. So that's a little annoying. Again, look, what the stuff I'm picking on is just bananas small. Like, you could totally forget I said any of this, because this car is phenomenal. What I really love, other than the quality of these seats and the comfort in them, is this beautiful finish. Now, the shame is the only place in the car that this appears is right there. I would have loved to see some of that in the doors, but that is a beautifully finished material. I am not sure what it is, but this is the kind of stuff I would expect to find in a Mercedes or a BMW. Let me get a little closer so you guys can kind of, let's see. See, it feels like a finished or brushed aluminum type of thing, and I'm pretty confident it isn't. It's probably plastic, but it's definitely got a metal feel to it. And I wish it was in more of the car. I do like how slick the entire dash here is. The controls all make sense. Sorry if I'm out of focus. The controls all make sense. Climate controls, all just the exact necessary buttons. Up here, all the exact necessary buttons. Again, Apple CarPlay works really well. I'm not going to demonstrate any of that. It's pretty good. And what else, guys? You know, the only other thing I will say that this car could use is just slightly more power. I feel like getting up to freeway speeds takes me a little too long, and I don't feel safe when that is the case. Add 20, maybe 25 more horsepower to this thing, and it will be just, there won't be any competition for it that I can think of. In fact, right now, I don't know what the competition to this really is, because, you know, I'll be honest with you. Before this, I had the Acura TL for, let me get out of the car now. I had the Acura TL for about a week or so. And I have to tell you, that car is a lot more expensive than this. And other than having more power, this car beats it in every other way. It's got better handling. It's got better control. It's got a much better transmission. The one in the TL was just garbage. I mean, the transmission in this thing is perfectly suited for this car. The one in the TL, I had no idea why it was doing the things it was doing. It was downshifting what I didn't understand. It was upshifting way too early and way too often. To get up to 40 miles per hour, I would routinely change gears 7 or 8 times, and I would feel every one of those. In this, very smooth. It only does it when it makes sense, when the revs get high enough, and it's definitely using the engine. And, you know, I got to say, it's a really well put together car, and I'm very, very impressed by it. Great job, Toyota. And just maybe make the keyless entry standard and keyless ignition, perhaps. And, you know, fix that visor. Fix the little trunk opening and give it maybe 25 more horsepower, and you got yourself just a clear winner. This thing is phenomenal. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, even though I've got power seats in the driver seat, I don't have memory in the driver's seat, and in the passenger seat is manual. None of those things bother me, by the way. The seats are very comfortable. They even have lumbar support, like an air compressed air pump type lumbar support. Works really, really, really well. And it's super comfortable, and it doesn't bother me one bit that I can't remember, you know, the stored memory of the seat. Because honestly, how often do you do that? It's got everything else you could ask for. Oh, auto dimming mirrors. You got to put that in the cars, guys. Come on. You know, it's 2019. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm sure I said a bunch of stuff wrong in this, and those of you guys that know a lot more about Camrys and Toyotas in general, maybe you can comment below and correct me. I'd love to hear more about the options that are available. I don't really even know what the price of this car really is, the way it was configured, so I won't say it. But you know, just check out these wheels. So nice. This two-tone, a very nicely finished wheel. These hand cooks really do the car a disservice in the way of handling in the rain, but again, you know, steering and handling the car actually quite good. It doesn't feel very planted, but I know that's because of these hand cooks. It's not because of the car. So go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more rental car videos. I'm hoping to do a couple more reviews like this and give you some feedback. Hopefully I can do a better job next time. Thanks.